I'm in a low season now. The kind that doesn't ask permission. I can't explain the when or how. Just the quiet of this condition. Low season, soft and real. Not everything needs to be healed. Low season, let it be. This is just a part of me. Low season, slow and fair. Something restful in the bear. The trees don't panic when they're bare. They just wait inside the cold. They trust that something will be there when the season starts to fold. Low season, soft and real. Not everything needs to be healed. Low season, let it be. This is just a part of me. Low season, slow and fair. Something restful in the bear. Even bare things have their beauty. I'm starting to believe that. The night leaves residue on me. Long after morning tries to clean. A trace of what I used to be. Before the daylight intervened. Night residue, soft remain. Something good in what the dark obtained. Night residue, mine to keep. The trace of the most honest sleep. keep the trace of the most honest sleep. Night residue, real and warm. The self I am beyond the form. Still carrying a little of the night into the day. That's the best part of me. These hours feel like empty rooms where someone used to leave their things. I move through them like afternoon, not knowing what tomorrow brings. Hollow hours, warm and wide, something still alive inside. Hollow hours, soft and real, more than I expected to feel. I pour myself a glass of dark and sit beside the kitchen light. There's something peaceful in the stark and quiet middle of the night. Hollow hours, warm and white, something still alive inside. Hollow hours, soft and real, more than I expected to feel. I don't need it filled, I just need it felt. This empty kind of stillness is the hand I've been dealt. Hollow hours, warm, wide. We made a quiet contract once, the night and I without a word, to meet here in the small hours when nothing else could be heard. I show up and the night shows up. That's the only deal we struck. Quiet contract, you and I. No questions asked about the why. Quiet contract, soft and sealed, nothing broken, nothing healed. Keep my end by being still, by not demanding more than this. The night keeps its end until the morning comes to end the That's more than most. I come to settle my night debt in the quiet of the late hour. Everything I haven't dealt with yet, everything beyond my power. Night debt, would I owe the dark for the shelter of its quiet mark? Night debt, settling slow, paying back what the dark bestows. Night debt, sorrow against my will. Nights of sitting still, of learning what the dark can offer, of finding that I always will return to what I thought was softer. 200 nights, soft and long, each one where I most belong. 200 nights, mine to keep. Every surface, every deep. 200 nights, real and true. Everything I found and knew. I didn't plan to collect them, just lived inside them one by one. Didn't need to recollect them, just let each one be done. 200 nights, soft and long, each one where I most belong. 200 nights, mine to keep. Every surface, every deep. 200 nights, real and true. Everything I found and knew. Is just a number, but each night inside it was the whole world. For exactly the hours it lasted. 200 nights and counting. The night never gets old. The dark always has something new. Fading now. I'm not sure of the when or how, but something's fading into gone. Signal lost, beautiful thing. Fading is its own offering. Signal lost, soft and slow. Letting what I held just go. Signal lost, won't dissolve. Everything I didn't solve. Not every signal needs to hold. Not every connection needs to keep. Some were meant to lose their hold. Some were meant to fall to sleep. Signal lost, beautiful thing. Fading is its own offering. Signal lost, soft and slow. Letting what I held just go. Signal lost, won't dissolve. Everything I didn't solve. Fading now, softly and completely. That's okay. I take the slow approach to everything, the long way around the obvious, to find whatever quietly it brings, in the considered, not the frivolous. Slow approach, take your time, everything will become fine. The slow approach, measured and calm, like a hand extended without harm. The slow approach, patient and wide, coming from the quieter inside. Not hesitation, not fear, just the belief that slow is more, that what arrives with care is clear and worth the time before. Slow approach, take your time, everything will become fine. The slow approach, measured and calm, like a hand extended without harm. The slow approach, patient and wide, coming from the quieter inside, taking it slow. No need to rush toward anything, it'll be there. Mm-hmm. harbour has a depth that holds the ships that need to rest a while. A depth that shelters and enfolds before the next departure mile. Harbour depth, hold me still, deeper than the surface thrill. Harbour depth, safe and wide, the depth that holds from the inside. I am in my harbour now, resting at the proper depth, not sure of the next when and how, just grateful for the harbour's breath. Harbour depth, hold me still, deeper than the surface thrill. Harbour depth, safe and wide, the depth that holds from the inside. Every ship needs a harbour, every self needs a depth to rest in before the next departure into the open. In the harbour depth, resting in the deep still water, ready when I'm ready. I leave my bandwidth open at night, no filtering, no blocking out, just receptive to whatever slide. Signal makes its quiet shout, open bandwidth, receive it all, everything that comes to call. Open bandwidth, wide and clear, picking up what wants to be here. Some things get better when they're worn, like leather softened by the years. Not broken, not completely torn, just shaped by everything it bears. Worn in, not worn out. That's what I'm learning, what I'm about. Worn in, soft with use, finally comfortable in my own blues. I used to want things new and bright, sharp edges fresh and unscratched. Now I want the faded light, the things that fit because they've matched. Worn in, not worn out. That's what I'm learning, what I'm about. Worn in, soft with use, finally comfortable in my own blues. Every scratch tells something true. Every crease remembers you. Nothing perfect ever held the warmth that only warm things felt. Worn in, that's where I want to be. I drift the way warm air drifts upward, without intention, without weight. Something in me always turns toward the quiet rise before too late. Thermal drift, soft descent into something not yet meant. Thermal drift, rising slow, letting the warm current go. Thermal drift, light and free, becoming what I need to be. Not ambition, not a plan, just the body finding warmth, the way everything naturally can move toward its own true north. Thermal drift, soft ascent into something not yet meant. Thermal drift, rising slow, letting the warm current go. Thermal drift, light and free, becoming what I need to be. Drifting upward, softly and without effort. That's the way. lose myself in quiet nettles. Drift season, let it come between the start and what I've become. Drift season, wide and real, the season of the way I feel. Not lost, just between the chapters that have names, moving through the in-between with quiet, undramatic aims. Drift season, let it come between the start and what I've become. Drift season, wide and real, the season of the way I feel. Every year I have this season, and every year I survive it and find that it had its reason, even when I couldn't describe it. Drift season, still moving through it, out the other side eventually. The third window on the second floor has light at 2 in the morning. I've watched it every night before without knowing what it's adorning. Third window, someone else's night, someone else's quiet light. The third window, burning warm. things reveal themselves so slowly. You barely notice they have changed. What once felt distant feels more holy. What once seemed wild feels arranged. The slow reveal, patience made real. Everything in its own time to feel. The slow reveal, soft and long, takes the whole night to become a song. I've learned to wait for the slow showing of what was always underneath. The quiet understanding growing of everything beneath the sheath. The slow reveal, patience made real. Everything in its own time to feel. The slow reveal, soft and long, takes the whole night to become a song. Don't rush the revealing, let it come as it comes. Some truths need the full night to find their way home. Still revealing, still becoming clear, worth waiting for. I've been swimming for a long time against currents I didn't choose, and the shore that I am reaching is the quiet I can't lose. Quiet shore, I'm almost there, just a little more to bear. Quiet shore, soft and wide, somewhere finally to reside. At night the city turns to shapes, to angles, lines and perfect curves. The daylight chaos somehow drapes into the geometry that serves. Late geometry, clean and still, everything exactly where it will. Late geometry, night's design, every shadow into line. Late geometry, soft and true, the city showing its backbone through. I find it common, all this order that hides beneath the daily mess. The city's invisible border of structure underneath the stress. Light geometry, clean and still, everything exactly where it will. Late geometry, night's design, every shadow into line. Late geometry, soft and true, the city showing its backbone through. Even chaos has its structure. You just have to wait until night to see it. The long exhale at end of day takes longer than I thought it would. The lungs release in their own way, the slow surrender of the should. till exhaling the longest breath of the day.